Hi everyone, welcome to the Thinking Crypto channel. I hope you're doing well. On this channel, we cover the crypto news and we interview many of the folks who are building and investing in the crypto asset class. Please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Guys, some interesting activity from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. We know they are pushing for the use of CBDCs. They're working closely with the central bankers around the globe to make money digital. And this is a big part of the whole digitization movement and the ability to provide banking to the unbanked, and just making money much more trackable and easier to use and speed up a lot of the outdated setups we have around cross-border payments and many of the things around finances and so forth. Now, there's certainly good and bad around this. I know many folks are going to call out, hey, this is going to allow them to track us and all of that. And unfortunately, yes. But that is where you have other cryptos like Bitcoin and other digital assets that you can almost bypass having to use these fiats or digital fiats. But unfortunately, it is par for the course. I don't think there's a way around it. A majority of people will use it. Those of us who know better, like you and I, could potentially be using Bitcoin and so on and so forth. However, look at what they're tweeting, guys, and look at the messaging. We've covered many times the tweets, the articles, the videos they put out, educating the masses. So here they put out a poll saying, in 5 years, how will you be sending money to a family member abroad? And hashtag cross-border payments. And the options are cash in an envelope, money transfer service with a digital currency, which is currently winning the poll here, and other. Please comment. So this tweet links to the cross-border payments discussion or webinar that's coming up on Monday, October 19th, so tomorrow actually. And very interesting conversations and dialogue happening here. You have one of the guys from the World Bank. You have Jerome Powell from the Fed here in the United States. So I think we all know what's on the horizon. A digital economy, a token economy, and crypto and digital assets are a part of it. Digital fiat currencies and CBDCs, and no longer will we be using coins and paper money. All of those things are going to be phased out. And I think a lot of people around the world will have access to banking. If you're in some of the poorer countries or whatever it may be, we're going to see infrastructure being built, people with smartphones and the ability to you finally have some sort of banking. So I want to share this because it shows where we're headed, right? This thing is much bigger than us just making money. And don't get me wrong, I'm certainly here to make money, but you see what's on the horizon. You see the paradigm shift that's taking place. And part of the plan to get to that point is to educate the masses, to get people to understand and accept that, hey, this is how it's going to be. And the IMF is pretty much the head of the snake for all of the banks and central banks around the world. So very interesting things happening. And I always like to point out on the IMF.org, there are presentations and documents alluding to XRP and Ripple and what they're trying to do with cross-border payments. You can go pull this up for yourselves, tons of PDFs. So Ripple, of course, is working closely with the IMF. Brad Garlinghouse has been seen in multiple meetings, being on stage with Ross Lacow from the IMF and Christine Lagarde before she left to go to the ECB. So all the connections are there. All the documentation is here. And that's why I always stress, be patient. Be patient. These things are going to all come to fruition. We will see increased value around crypto. It is a young asset class that's on the rise, and it's only maturing day after day. Something along the lines of XRP that I wanted to call out. Now, you guys know I hold XRP, I hold Bitcoin, I hold Ethereum. I'm not a maximalist for any coin. I look at the different use cases. And an example of this is this terminology that was used for an article around Ethereum. So it says Ethereum is building the internet of value. And it's like, Ripple's been using this terminology for years, that they're trying to create the Internet of Value with micropayments and cross-border payments and monetization with XRP, with Coil, and all of that stuff, right? So very interesting that this was used, and at the same time, it doesn't surprise me. Why? We all know, if you've been following XRP and Ethereum, that a bridge is being built. First, I should actually go further back. On the Ripple Spring blog in February 2020, earlier this year, the XRP Ledger developers and the Ethereum developers met up, and it was at the Ethereum Hackathon conference in the US, and they started building a bridge between XRP and Ethereum. And let me read out here, guys, just some details. So Spring sponsored 3 challenges during the Sustain Web3 virtual hackathon on Gitcoin leading up to the ETH Denver. Each challenge has an interoperability theme with a focus on building bridges, listen to this, between XRP Ledger, XRP, and Ethereum over the Interledger protocol. There's going to be interoperability between them. And furthermore, they stated the following: we think the XRP to ETH and ERC20 tokens bridge is important since XRP is one of the most liquid cryptocurrencies in the world, but doesn't have a compute layer to support complex smart contracts for the growing decentralized DeFi market on Ethereum. Now, enter Flare later in the year, in August. Flare proposes new bridge to allow XRP to be used on Ethereum. The Flare network plans to build a new two-way bridge connecting XRP to the Ethereum ecosystem. See what's happening here, guys? That's why if you're holding Ethereum, this is good news too, right? They're going to benefit each other. That's why I personally diversify, because XRP cannot do what Ethereum does from a smart contract standpoint. And Ethereum cannot do what XRP does from a settlement and speed standpoint and scalability standpoint. But they can certainly work together. So very interesting things happening here. And once again, the reason why this came to mind is the terminology that was used, which is very interesting because Ripple uses this terminology a lot for years now. Finally, guys, PlanB, which is, of course, the creator of the stock-to-flow model. I'm a big believer in that. Tweeted the following: Bitcoin priced in gold. Will this trend continue? And it is essentially a chart that maps out where Bitcoin and gold are really moving in the same direction here. And once again, this is not surprising because Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, similar to gold, right? Same principles behind it. Limited supply, hard money, so to speak. And, Bitcoin does have the advantage that it's capped. You can continue to mine more gold, of course, but similar principles. And they are both a hedge against the traditional financial economy and inflation and money printing. And so the question was asked, is this the closing value that was used to calculate this amount and put together this correlation? And PlanB replied saying all dots are year/December close prices, except of course for 2020, because we're not there yet. But it's the closing of each year. And look at that correlation, guys. Very, very interesting. They're moving in a similar pattern. And not surprising given, what's been going on with all the money printing. So that's why I'm bullish on Bitcoin as digital gold 2.0. I have it in my portfolio. I continue to accumulate it along with XRP and Ethereum and others. And I'm just sitting back waiting for the next bull runs. And notice I said bull runs, plural, because I believe we are in a bull market right now. We should see, fingers crossed, a bull run next year if we're following the stock to flow model. However, there's going to be other bull runs after that. So certainly we'll be cashing out at higher prices in the next bull run and saving some of the crypto for the longer run as well, especially Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin is going to do super well. And the future is very bright. And we see the IMF, like I said, and the central banks, the governments are on board. Here in the United States, it's a bit of a battle, but the regulations, the congressmen, congresswomen, the government officials are slowly capitulating. And we already see the big Wall Streeters are already coming in the demand that we are seeing from like Grayscale is just seeing significant numbers. Back is seeing significant numbers, and you know, a lot of these guys are making it public, like Paul Tudor Jones and George Ball and all these, some of these public companies now putting money, putting their cash reserves into Bitcoin. It's a beautiful thing to see. Like I said, patience is a key here. So guys, what do you think about this news? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all later.